Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Sorry about that delayed start there. Always bump my monitor. Gotta kiddo behind me too, singing wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. I think she's trying to dance to Tangled. So how's everybody doing tonight? We've got a build for AJ. Let me turn down this music. We've got a build for AJ tonight. It's an awesome, I guess, well-rounded build overall. Tonight we're going to be building with a Ryzen 7 5800X. It's got your 8 cores, 16 threads. Hey, Agent Smith, what's up, man? 8 cores, 16 threads, 4.7 gigahertz on the processor. Your Ryzen 7 5800X. And then we also have our cooling it, the Deepcool LS720. We've built with these several times now. Hey, I got Swords. What's up, man? We got a Nerf gun war going in the background. With the LS720, which is a 360 millimeter radiator with 3 120 millimeter addressable RGB PWM fans. What's up? I'll flip my head around to try to get rid of that shadow. I know there's a shadow going with the lighting. I'm gonna fix the lighting soon. I've got some new lighting on the way. Then we've got the motherboard, which is an MSI X570. This is the X570S Edge Max Wi-Fi. So this is the gaming Edge, but it's the updated version by MSI. So it's got some newer features on there as well. Out of the box, ready to run Ryzen 5000, but we will be updating the BIOS anyway. Hey, this one's for me. Hey, AJ, what's up? How's it going, man? I'm glad you joined us. So the motherboard, and that's also got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into it, so that's great. Then we have a 16 gigabyte set of DDR4 3600 megahertz. So that's T-Force Delta addressable RGB by Team Group. Then we also have a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe. This is a Gen 4. This is by also Team Group, which is their T4 series. Glad to be here. Awesome. He builds great computers. He has built me 3. Yeah, I built you a couple. Then outside of the storage, we've got our RTX 3070, which is by Zotac Gaming. This is the GeForce RTX 3070 Twin Edge OC by Zotac Gaming. So it's got the factory OC, Twin Edge. And then we're powering the entire system with a 1000 watt Black Cube by Arius Gaming, which is the AGT 1000. It's 80 plus gold. It's modular, so it's great. We also have some sleeved cables for the build and an additional FC 120 fan for the back. The case we're building in, you probably recognize it. It's the P500 by Fantex. So it's the same case that we just built in for your son's build. So you might recognize that one. Same case. But overall, all-rounded, super good, high-quality build with great parts in here. So it's going to be real snappy and do everything you want it to do. And stay cool, quiet while you're doing that. So let's get some of these parts out of the way. I don't know if maybe the music's getting picked up by the mic or not. I do have it playing on the background. Hey, girl. Alright, so this is what we're going to need here to get started. Let me just center this bad boy up a little bit. Alright, so our X570 by MSI. It is one of my favorite boards to build in outside of the Carbon with MSI. I also do like the Ace and the Godlike, but those are a little bit extreme. Probably don't need that. But there's a lot of extra components in here that come with this board. For example, outside of the Wi-Fi antennas and whatnot, you have a bunch of extra cables that come with this board. as well as a little tool set, and a little cleaning brush. Doesn't look like a brush here, but there's a little tool that pops it out. Kind of a rougher brush and then a lighter brush for cleaning, which I really like. Kind of a nice touch. Alright, so let's get this board out of the anti-static bag. And there is our X570 by MSI, the X570 Edge Max. Pretty board. Got all your features that you'll want or ever need on this platform. Trying to get rid of some of these peels so I don't forget those. Now let's just dive right into the processor and get that mounted. And there's our processor contents that we need. I'm going to put the sticker in the box for later. And let's get the processor mounted. Fancy. Killer looking, yes sir. Not your office motherboard. Office PC motherboard. It is a gaming motherboard. Got some fancy VRMs on it too, so it'll handle even the biggest of CPUs, such as your Ryzen 9 5950X, if you ever wanted to go up there. Now I'm going to pop the M.2 SSD out of its packaging, and we'll pop it right into the M.2 slot there, which is underneath this heatsink. So this is really just going to slide into that slot, kind of on an angle. Not sure if you could see that, but it's a slight angle there that it sits on. Then it's going to be pushed down and secured by an M.2 screw, which is located in the motherboard box. That's this little teeny tiny bag of screws. Come on, there we go. This little M.2 screw is what secures your SSD to the board and holds it down, or holds it in place. And then we are going to peel this off the thermal pad, little protection, clear protector, and we'll get this mounted back onto the SSD here. What this heatsink really does is it transfers the heat off of the SSD and uses passive cooling to cool it, which is nice. So it helps keep the SSD cooler. And then our 16 gigs of DDR4 3600 by Team Group, GeForce Delta. Just going to pop these out of the packaging. And then we'll add this to the two slots that it's going to go into, which is the furthest, and then we skip one, and then the second closest to the CPU. And if you don't know which slots to use for your RAM configuration, you can always locate that in your motherboard manual. There we go. We've got our SSD, our CPU, and our RAM all installed. And I think the lighting, when I adjust or go up closer to the camera's trying to adjust, so it kind of freaks out there. Badass, yes sir. So that's our first few steps that we needed to do. Next, I'm actually going to pull the mounting brackets out of the AIO box, which is our cooler, to get that on the motherboard. I'm pretty sure, I just want to make sure that, I could probably do this in the case, but I just want to make sure I don't have to take that back plate off. I don't think I do. But it's easier to do it outside of the case than inside. So this is our mounting bracket kit that comes with our AIO. This is for Intel. We're not going to be using that. And this is our AMD set. We'll need that. And we'll also need this to mount some of these brackets, or the brackets, to the pump. This is Intel. These are the cables you'll need for the fans and whatnot. So let's get this done. You have to solder all, or is it mainly plug and play when building these? It's all plug and play these days. There's really no soldering whatsoever unless you break something or try to repair something that somebody else broke. So nothing that you need to solder. But I'm going to take these stock brackets right off the socket. These come with your motherboard, but we are not going to be using them for this AIO. They have their own brackets for mounting. The thing that we are going to use is the back plate that's on the back here for this thing. That comes with your motherboard. We're just going to leave that on the back here, so it's through the holes. And then we're going to use the studs that come with the mounting kit for this AIO. And there's 4 of these studs that we have to mount. And you really just screw them until they're about hand tight. You don't have to go overkill on it. But this socket is AM4, and that is the mounting kit for AM4. So now we have all 4 of our studs in place, ready for our AIO when we get to it. So I'm going to move all these out of the way and put them back in the spare parts bag, which is going to be given to you. Hey, Mr. Duck, what's up, man? Fat Sax, hey, what's up over on YouTube, Fat Sax? Specs, we're building with a Ryzen 7 5800X, an X570 S Max Edge Wi-Fi gaming motherboard by MSI. And then we also have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3600, that's T-Force Delta, addressable RGB. CL18, so total of 16 gigs, 2 8 gig sticks, and then a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe Gen 4. Just chilling, Mr. Duck. Awesome. And then we also have a RTX 3070 being cooled. The CPU is being cooled by an LS720 by Deepcool. That's a 360mm AIO with 3 120mm PWM FC120s by Deepcool. And this is all going into a Phanteks P500 case, as well as one additional fan for the rear, which is also a Deepcool FC120. And we have a 1000 watt modular power supply, 80 plus gold, that we're going to be using. and some cable sleeves, or sleeved cables, extensions. So the motherboard is pretty much ready to go in the case. So we're gonna actually pop this case out of the box and get it set here. Very nice. Metal Springs, what's up, man? How's it going? Let's get this case out of the box. And I love these P500s. They're a little bit big, but I absolutely love building them. They are a breeze. And the packaging is honestly some of the best packaging you could get with a case. Hey, just chilling. Some Warzone with the internet homies. Yeah, man. Dude, I tried Warzone too. Finally. I tried it with my brother Josh, also known as AKA the Wonder Ginger. But he and I played it the other night. I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. Me being more of a PUBG player, honestly, I actually really enjoyed it. Song names? So these songs are all from Epidemic Sound. If you want, I can go look up the song real quick. So that last song was Summit by Ruzer, which you can find them over on Epidemic Sound. They have third persons BR too. I tried it. It's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, I did see that. I saw the third person and I was like, well, that'll be interesting to try. I don't know. I'm not really a third person type of guy. I'm more of a first person shooter guy, honestly. But I don't know, I'd be willing to try it out. I'm just trying to get this Velcro off. Should I water cool should you water cool two 3090s? That really comes down to how much airflow you have in your case. Because water cooling those is going to be very expensive. The water blocks themselves are going to be like $250 easily. If you do an EK, and that's pretty much all I default to. But if you're not doing it, if you're going to have somebody do it, that's going to be expensive. So it would come down to what kind of case do you have? What are we working with? Right. I'm going to go ahead and drop the motherboard in here. It's got its back plate already here, so I don't have to add that. That goes for I Got Swords. Worries about me missing them. Now that we got the motherboard laying in there, we're going to open up this hardware package that comes with the case. Which includes a bunch of hard drive cages or trays, as well as your actual screw kit. Which, by the way, a lot of case manufacturers are doing this and giving you a nice plastic separator for your screws. The nice touch. because it keeps all your screws super organized, and it makes it really easy for building. And then you have them for the future use. Leon Lee PC011 Dynamics, so ATX full. Is it the XL or just the regular 011 Dynamic? Because if it's the 011 Dynamic with two RTX, are you also, and also I guess the second question is, are you cooling the CPU on the same loop? So CPU and two RTX 3090s on the same loop? If you're cooling two RTX 3090s on the same loop plus your CPU, then I would definitely think about the fact that the 011, depending on how you're mounting the cards, I guess they would have to be in the slot for the 011. You would definitely want two radiators in that loop. So one on the top, one on the side, and then I don't know where your reservoir would go, unless you're going to use the side reservoir that's built for the 011 Dynamic. I mean, honestly, I would consider going with the XL case. A little bit extra, but there will be a lot of nice room in there. So if you are going to cool it and you're going to use the 011, I'd go with the XL. That way you could put a radiator on the bottom and on the top and still have room on the side for your reservoir. I've done a 2 radiator loop inside an 011 Dynamic. What did you have? Hold on one second. I'm back. But anyway, the XL would be ideal. I was going into that. So I did a 2 radiator loop with a CPU and a single RTX, I think it was 3090. In that, just the 011 non-XL with 2 radiators, and that was tight. That was really tight. So, if this is your first time doing an open loop, I would highly recommend going with the XL. And if for doing 2 graphics cards, I would definitely run the loop through the graphics cards, back through a radiator, and then back to the CPU, and then back through a radiator to the reservoir, and put a radiator between the graphics cards and the CPU, because that heat's going to be carried across 2 cards and onto the CPU. So you get that? So it has a chance to go through a radiator, cool, then go to the CPU, which would make more sense to do it that way with the 2 radiators. But that way it gives it a chance to cool. It's water cooling and AMD Threadripper, so definitely radiator between the graphics cards and the CPU, or you're just going to be cooking. Basically, you're going to have boiling water going across your CPU. So, 2 radiators in that loop, for sure. If you want the actual benefit from the, if you want the actual benefit for water cooling, then you'll need 2 radiators. 2 radiators. All right. Talking about radiators, let's go get ours. Get AJ's radiator mounted in here. Oh gosh, I almost knocked down half my setup. I need to work on that a little bit. Oh, what do you got? Whole thing? think it's just... I've got a silly girl. So we're gonna mount these fans. Wires are going towards me because it's gonna get flipped, put in the case. We're mounting this on the top, so the heat is just expelled right out of the case. These are FC120s by Deepcool. Really nice fan. If you haven't already tried an FC120 by Deepcool, I highly recommend them. They are just super easy to work with, as I struggle to plug one in. They're daisy chained, so it's just one single cable coming off your fans rather than two separate cables normally that would come off your fans. But it's one coming off of this full set of 3. So it's super clean. Super clean, easy to use. Do I think a Threadripper? Yes. Well, I guess, I mean, if you're, what are you doing with it? I know you've kind of told me, but kind of go into detail what we're doing with it. We're just video editing. Might be a little bit overkill. Unless you're doing like 8K video editing. That might be a different story. Then maybe not. What level of video editing are you doing with it? Gaming, yes, that is just totally overkill for two 3090s, and I mean, for the most part, SLI is dead, so you won't even get the benefit out of gaming with 2 of them. It's just a waste at that point. But if you're editing or doing any type of 3D modeling with it, then you will have a ton of benefit by running 2 cards, 4K video editing and streaming. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, it's a little overkill, but you could probably just do the Threadripper 1 3090 and be happy with it. Or even a Ryzen 9 7900. But you'd have to go DDR5 on that, which I think you were doing DDR5 anyway, so. Which reminds me, make sure you do 2 sticks and 3D. Well, depends on what type of 3D modeling, I guess. But you're going best of the best there. There's also better cards out there. The 7950 would be better value. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying in general. Like, going for a Threadripper, for what you're doing, I think is overkill. You'd probably be happy with the performance of a 7950X on like a X670, and then DDR5 RAM, and probably one RTX 3090. In fact, scratch the 3090 and just get a 4090. So instead of 2 3090, just get a 4090. Call it a day. And then if you want to liquid cool those, there's already blocks out by EK for the 3090. Or the 4090, excuse me. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna get this radiator mounted here real quick. KK? Yeah, man, that's what I would. I mean, honestly, that's a lot of horsepower under the hood. And in my opinion, it's for just editing and whatnot. I get it takes a while to edit and wait for things to render, but I mean, is it just for your just for the streaming stuff, or are you doing like professional like 4K editing or something? Because then time is money, I guess, at that point. If you're being paid to do it, then yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, definitely like a 7950X and a 4090. Pair those two together, you'll be set. Streaming and getting into the 4K editing, yeah, dude, save some money. You'll be happy with the 7950 and a 4090. I mean, I do all my editing on a Ryzen 7 5700X now, and I was doing it on a 3700X. So I don't do a whole lot of editing, but I do enough where, you know, again, time is money. So if I spend too much time editing, I'm gonna fix that problem. All right, so we got our radiator mounted here. And I'm just going to wipe this factory thermal paste off. We're not going to use it. We're going to use the Thermal Grizzly, which will help tremendously with these Ryzen CPUs or newer Intels. Just a huge difference maker.
Tomorrow is
Your birthday.
And this is the
Birthday Eve. Can you not put the wrapping paper in the camera?
wrapping.
Yes, dear. You gonna wrap your presents too? Oh, thought I was gonna save some time. Darn. My kiddo's birthday tomorrow, so she's super excited about it. Early happy birthday, yeah. Tomorrow's the birthday. She keeps checking all the packages that show up here too, trying to find out what's hers. Funny. Like, nope, that's just another part. Because we're sneaky. Mine was 3 days ago. Well, happy belated birthday, Mr. Duck. My buddy's randomly lands on Thanksgiving every 5 years. And so does my daughter's. So it's quite interesting how it worked out. Wow.
I want it.
He's demanding Valorant bucks tomorrow. We'll see. She's trying to get me to say it public that I give her Roblox or Valorant bucks tomorrow. Have it on video. Here's a smart cookie. That's our beautiful thermal grizzly case that we just added there. Nothing feels right. And then we have 4 thumb screws that'll hold this down after we got the brackets and everything on there. That's okay, this spins. Do 4 thumb screws and it's mounted. We do want to tighten it up a little bit. There we go. So now this is mounted and ready to go. Now we just have a couple of cables to deal with here. One is the pump, so it's 3 pins, and it's going to go to your AIO pump. The other one is for the addressable RGB on the block, which we're going to run to the back of the case. That's where it's going to plug in back there. Or actually, it's supposed to plug in. Shoot, remember where it's supposed to go. I'll have to do. Supposed to go to the side of the fan here. Just thought of that. It's okay, I'll get it. System fan 1. Fan 2. This is our pump right here. Keep thinking it's an ASUS board down here usually. And we'll zip tie and button these cables up here in a little bit. You miss SLI? Well, there's a lot of games that just don't support it anymore. So really, like your 3D modeling, that's about the only thing that really supports it. I guess maybe editing softwares do too. But games just don't support it anymore. Cards are so powerful as just a single card. There's no point in having SLI anymore. You do. Killing a stupid sticker off the cable. I don't know why cable companies put stickers on cables that are going to be on the inside of the case, but it's dumb. One thing I'll call out that is dumb. Looks like poop. And I'm gonna try to slide these cables for the fans, RGB connection over here in the back. Fans is gonna go to the CPU header, fan header. Pin key to. Oh. And then our addressable RGB, which is probably be rainbow. Port. Your addressable RGB port, which we lies here for the fans. Pump. That is that. Except for the fact that we gotta figure out how to get that connection from the pump RGB the back of the fan here, which is actually right there conveniently. Hallelujah. Need some surgical pliers. Get it in there. There we go. Then the last fan will be plugged right here into this harness that goes back to the motherboard. That's how it syncs the RGB up. And then you just have a SATA power connection, which will be ran down towards power supply. Somewhere down that way. Easy enough. Well, you know what? We could plug this one into the back fan because we have a FC120 for that, and then take that one and run it to this. That's what we're going to do. Also, I do want to locate the rest of these cables, which is your front panel connections and the RGB fans that come with the case that we got to get plugged in. I know there's a few here. So here's our USB-C connection. For example, needs to be ran right here. I'm just going to plug these in as I'm fishing them through, just so they stay put. And our USB 3 front panel, I'm sorry, this is HD audio, that goes down there. This is addressable 5 volts. Addressable RGB for the front fans. There. Where'd my, here we go. Uh-huh. That's kind of an awkward situation. Build it. Alright, so we'll start with the rest here in a minute. For USB 3 is kind of in an awkward situation with this little bar here on the case. But I think we can make this work. Maybe. I have to go through the top one. There's also an USB 3 down here. But I always liked it plugged into the side better. Let's try it. Let's just do it. I'll run it down here. Not because I'm lazy, but I don't like how it was looking. I'm here, I'll just run these two. Come here. This is your PWM fan connection to the front. I don't know why, but buy almost all the Leon Lee fans that are sold out. That's because they had a huge Black Friday deal going. Humongo. And they are extremely popular and hard to get. Yeah, I know an alternative that I love. Absolutely love. Deep Cool FC120s. Highly recommend them. They're not, you know, the sleek looking, but they're half the price. And they blow the air. Definitely move the air. Yeah, it's retro gaming time. For all the retro gamers out there. Alright. There we are. I think we got all these front panel connections done. Front panel audio here is what we're doing last. That's usually in that back corner. There we go. Nice clean cable management situation here. Nice and clean. How we want to keep it. Don't worry about these ones up here at the top. I will button these up a little bit when I get to it. Finger cramp because I'm getting old. And alright, so let's get this back fan installed before we get too far. Yeah, they had Leon Lee had a huge Black Friday sale for their fans. And it wasn't even that big. But even $10 off on those fans is a big thing. Usually when you're building a Leon Lee, or building with Leon Lee fans, you're building in a Leon Lee case. And usually it's the L11 Dynamic. And that's easily 6-9 fans. So it adds up. So if you buy 3 sets, you're saving like $40. You know? So again, that drives me nuts. Stickers on cables. But we just remove them. Nice and clean. So with this particular setup, we're going to run the top RGB fans right on to the back of this fan, and then the RGB connection is going to go to the back and hook up to the main harness there. That's just going to save us the extra cables. There we go. Got my cables ran, nice and neat. Kind of flip this thing to its side, and this is the fan in the back that we're mounting. And I'm going to try to get it kind of even with one of the front fans. What I mean by that is we have 3 fans in the front here, and I'm going to try to make it even with the screws on that side so it looks somewhat, yes, level. That's just a cosmetic thing. There's no performance gains out of doing that. Just looks cleaner when everything is even. Alright, good. Alright, so we've got all that plugged in. Good to go. We'll get these cables tucked away here, actually. Thought I did a good enough job, but they popped out. Better. And then next, we'll, I don't know if I like that as much. I think I might want to lower this a little bit. I'm going to lower it. It doesn't look right. Specifically in this case, I guess, it doesn't look right. I guess I kind of would want it further away from the radiator. There. Looks a little better. A little better. Alright, let's get the GPU installed. And then we'll do the cable sleeves and the power supply. Then we fire this bad boy up and see what it looks like. You like it? Yes, sir. Coming along, I think, right? We've got the cables that we're going to do here next. After the graphics card. This is our RTX 3070 Twin. It's a much wider card, so it's wider because it's got 2 wider fans on here. So the radiators kind of spread out a little more. So you can see there's a really deep reach for the connections to the power. We'll get this added here. We just have to pop these 2 screws out. I appreciate the cosmetic details. Oh, no worries, man. That's what we do here. Build it right and tight. Gotta be clean if it's one of ours. Excuse my neck as I try to line up the slot here. Then we push it in. So I push the PCI clip, line the card up, push it in, straight down into the slot, and then we're ready for the screws. But couldn't drop it in there. Couldn't do that. No, I can't find it. Ah. Got snagged under the heatsink there, or the brackets for the pump. I/O block. Attempt number 2. Need some more magnetic power on this thing, I guess. We're successful with one screw. Moving on to the second. These are thumb screws, but I like to use the thumb screws because of the cosmetics. Just looks even if you use the same screws all the way down. Even though it doesn't make sense to use the thumb screws there, but it just looks the same. Nice and even. There we go. We got our RTX 3070 installed. The next we're going to do the cable combs. Those are fun. Or sleeved cables / cable combs. Are distro plates worth it? They are if it's your first time. Because they act as your reservoir, your pump, and a sense of direction when you're putting it all together. And they just look pretty cool. The distro plates, yeah, I'd say they're worth it. They're not cheap though, so if you're trying to go cheaper on the water cooling, definitely shouldn't be an option. But I'd say in that 011 case, they fit really well in there. But again, get the XL. Don't get that. Don't get the original. Tight reach here. There we go. One cable in. Getting cable number 2. Because there's 2 8-pins for this card. See it? My old eyes. Come on. We got our 2 8-pins connected here, and I'm going to do the cable combs. I see, it's my first time, hello. Then yeah, I think the distro plate makes it easier. It seems like it's more complicated, but it's honestly it's not, because it's your reservoir, your pump, and just a sense of direction that you could follow. Because if not, then you gotta kind of do it all in your head. So it just makes it easier, in my opinion, with the distro plate, definitely. So I recommend it if it's your first time, and it just looks pretty cool. It does look cool. I won't lie, but it does cost a pretty penny for them. So they're not cheap, but I think in the end they're worth it. I think all the water cooling loops that I've built with all have distro plates, but that's because they were like, you know, $3,000 or $4,000 loops for just the loop, and so they were going all out with them, or all in. I don't think I've built one without the distro plate yet. Just because everybody wants distro plates. I mean, I built some for me, but that was like backyard black tubing. Super cheap. But it still looked cool. And it performed the same. I see. Okay, $404.99. It's worth. Like I said, that's your call. My opinion, it makes it easier to put it together, and it looks badass. But again, make sure you're using the bigger case, especially if you're gonna do two radiators. You're gonna have one on the top, one on the bottom. It's gonna be tight fit with the 011. And also make sure you're getting the distro plate for the 011. I should send my mines over to build one of these days, OL. Yeah. Yeah, these cable combs, they take time, as you saw. There we go. So now we're going to do our 24 pin. And this is going to be for the motherboard. Power to the motherboard. But we got to get these cable combs on there. We're going to do about 3 of them. The rest of it won't even be seen on the backside, so it's a big of a deal. And I'm going to probably need it to twist and turn a little bit. Row. What GPU is this? This is the RTX 3070, and it's the Twin Edge by Zotac Gaming OC, so it's factory OC'd. A great card. I like it because it's utilizing the space in this case. Because there's a lot of space in this case. Not the triple fan. It's the dual fan, so it's a wider card. And that's what I mean by taking advantage or utilizing the space in the case. And it can distribute the heat off the card. I think a little better than the triple fan version of that card. so let's get this routed. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I just did it. I put the cable combs on the backwards. I do that every once in a while. Somebody give me a fail sound effect. Whoopsie. It happens to the best of us. It's an easy fix. It's just a few extra minutes. Alright, so I got one done. Turned around already. I got the other two popped off. Round 2. Because we only do it right. I must have set it down because I know I checked the side and then I set it. Then I went and started. I must have set it down in between of checking it, setting it. The only thing I could think of that I would have done to have done that. No big deal. We're on the last one, and we are moving on to the CPU 8-pin. All right. Effects. All right, there we go. So we've got the 24 pin and the two 8 pins for the graphics card done. Really all we got left is our CPU, which we have an 8 or 4+4, and then a second 4 pin, which we have 2 cables for. That's why I like this. Is because it includes all of that, and it's modern for the motherboards. Gave me time to go get more pie without missing anything. Nice. Well, I'm glad I gave you that quick Reese's. Recess. Jesus. What's on my mind? I do like Reese's a lot. I'm a Reese's fanatic. I'll admit it. Alright, so I'm just going to route this cable the best I can with the radiator already there. Sometimes I try to do these before we put the radiator in. That's because it can get tight. Like in this situation, it's tight. I think it would be this tight though. I feel like I just did one of these too. Well, we're just getting hung up on one of the cables back here. Or something. But it should be just sliding right through here and poking out. Easy. Go. I'm getting it. A little bit of a tight fit. No doubt. No joke there. There's a couple of additional tricks that I could have done to try to get that cable in there a little easier, but wasn't really a need to go that far. Man. Fight me on plugging it in. Which is you can separate the two and then send it through, but it was already connected cable comes. Really want to have to do that. If I could have avoided it. Alright, so the last one here for the cable or for the sleeved cables. Sorry, I missed this chat. How many builds on average a week? Oh gosh. Right now, Right now we're averaging about, I'd say 10 to 15. That's right now during the season. We are busy. Come on, I checked. So 10 or 15. Not too shabby. Definitely probably do a few more. All right, here we go. We just gotta clean up these cables a little bit here. When is the next PC build? Technically, we are trying to do a stream tomorrow. Because we have all the parts here except for the power supply. When I say try, it's supposed to arrive tomorrow, the power supply. So we should be doing a build stream tomorrow, late evening. That should be the next one. Alright guys, so the next thing we have up is the power supply and then a little bit of cable management. We are almost there. Adam, over on Facebook, I'm sorry, but my notifications feed actually got scrolled down because it's on a touchpad over here, and I set something down on it. So I didn't see a couple of these notifications, so I apologize, but thank you for liking the stream about 41 minutes ago. All right. Yeah, let's do the power supply. I'm going to flip this thing over and kind of stand it up. Kind of get a preview of what's going on back here. Power supply going. This is called the Black Cube. I mean, for its name, it is a cube and it is black. So holds pretty true to its name. It is 1,000 watts, fully modular. Has some pretty excellent packaging that's included, which is nice, makes it easy. Also includes a nice tester, so if you want to test the power supply, make sure it works before you put it in. It'll save you a minute or two if you do that. If you ever buy one of these, it does have a tester that comes with it. Kind of a cool add-on feature to the package. And for the most part, I'm probably going to plug in all of the cables I can just to have them in there. How much does it cost if I send parts over to build? For the open loop, Mr. Duck, I would have to actually I'd have to know exactly what we're building. Because the open loop, I don't have kind of a flat fee service for. If it was just one of these builds, it's about $100. depending on what's all going into it. But if it is a open loop, that is a totally different ball game, because there's a ton of extra time involved, especially if you do it right. So if you look at Micro Center's pricing, it's very similar for open loop. For both a CPU and a graphics card with a open loop, which is a custom water loop, for just one graphics card, one CPU, you're looking at $850 in labor from Micro Center. I'm pretty much close to their pricing. Pretty close. But that's because it takes 12 plus hours to build one of those. To do it right. You could probably do it in less time, but I like to do it right, where we're not just assembling it and slapping liquid in it. We're pressure testing it. We're making sure there's no leaks with the pressure test, and we're also going through, and all the bends are going to be perfect for doing hard tubing. Then also we make sure that we flush it, so every component is flushed and rinsed before you put it in, to make sure we're not introducing any bad unknowns. So we rinse it with distilled water, so there's cost with the distilled water there, because I'll easily use like 6 gallons of distilled water through the entire setup, easily. PCIe. We got enough of those. But yeah, it easily takes. Yeah, it'd be around that much for an L11 Dynamic XL open loop for CPU and GPU for one card. But I mean, think about it. That's divided by 12 hours plus all the other stuff I have to. Probably gonna be longer than 12 hours, honestly. That wouldn't be something I probably stream unless we do like a 24-hour stream. And I don't think I want to do that, because I don't want to get sleepy in between, so we might have to split it up into a couple different streams if we did it streaming. I actually do have an open loop here that I have to finish. I've got it started. I just need to clean up some of the cables, and get some of the mounting hardware that we're putting on the build done, and then I gotta do the bends for the tubing. But it's actually a really nice build. The distro plate is actually the back of the computer, the entire back, so it's kind of cool. Not kind of, it's actually really cool. But the case itself included the distro plate, so it was made for open loops by Thermaltake. Can't remember the exact one, but it's one of those P something wall mountable. Alright. Slide this guy in. Maybe. Alright, this one's got the door, or the thingamabopper. When I say thingamabopper, it's this. Slides in through the back. Alright, and then we just grab our cables. Push them through the hole. Could have done the. That's easier. Bye. Ta-da! Now we just got to deal with all this. Clean it up a bit. Good. Clean it up a bit, and then, why is there a PWM connection here? I thought there was one for all three. Oh no, there must be another one on. Yep. We got a couple more fans to plug in, no big deal. No, it's a big deal. We just have to plug them in. There. Glad I caught that. So I would have felt funny if none of the fans were spinning on the front. By the way, this motherboard has a crap ton of PWM headers for your fans. Super cool. Cable management. One of everybody's favorites. Where I get really focused and I stop talking about life in general. Do, 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 do. I do a lot of cable management work. It's odd how satisfying it is to watch. Oh man, I feel ya. Doesn't matter if I'm doing it here or in the IT field or like a rack or something. Cable management is everywhere. This case, by the way, is super awesome for clean cable management. Just, I love it. Love it a lot. Boy. I don't feel like I'm at a club right now, you know? Clubbing. Red Bull vodkas all night. Kind of what it feels like I should be doing. Something tells me that would not be cool. The results, anyway, wouldn't be that great. Get a zip tie. Crap, we're running out of zip ties here. There. Back here. Okay, I got more. There's never enough zip ties, by the way. I'll see you when I get the part. I'll see when I get the parts if I will send it over so you could build it. That'd be awesome. But let's hope if you send it back, it don't leak. Yeah, that would be the only concern. So freight going back. I mean, honestly, I might ship it empty and then have you fill it. Because you're going to need to know how to fill it and flush it anyway. So I can walk you through it. But it'll have a nice fill port on the top and a drain port on the bottom. So, if we're going to... Are we going to be using like the cryo fuel? Like this stuff here? But I don't recommend that. I honestly recommend just using distilled water. Cryo fuel. I've only ever seen it get built up in loops, even though they say it's like pre-made for water loops. Safe. I don't believe that shit. I have it here only because customers force me to use it. So if you tell me you want to use it, sure, but I will tell you the repercussions. We'll likely be flushing it every 3-4 months. Adding new fluid. Might be able to get 6 months. But it's a lot of extra work. Where did my schnips go? At least got one in there so it'll hold it in. Alright, last bits and pieces here. Actually just gonna tuck these in under this. Because we can. The last bits and pieces here is our 8-pin GPU, two of those, and then our 24-pin power to the motherboard, and we're pretty much plugged in and ready to fire this bad boy up. All right. Then we do have a couple of SATA connections here. Forgot about these. Almost forgot about them. These wee buggers. Yeah, it's a white theme build. Oh, nice. It'll look sick. Definitely go EK on those blocks, on the blocks then. They look really nice in a white build. You go on my website and you go to the custom page and look at the custom water loops. There's a white one there on the website. That I did just a few months ago, or a couple months ago. It was really nice with the EK blocks. That was also in a Corsair case. But anyway, it just turned out really nice. Showing an example of what a white one will look like. With the EK blocks. Oh boy. Okay, like I set my snips down and I can't find them anymore. Okay, so those SATA connections are ready to go. Here's our 24 pin. Our 2 PCIe 8 pins. This is going to be extra. Then we're going to use Velcro on these down here so that they can be undone and done as we need to in the future without having to deal with a zip tie. .4 pin, we're just going to kind of tuck in here nice and neat. Okay. Then jab your fingernail into a sharp piece of metal somewhere. Why not? It says right on our page, our blood, sweat, and tears go into these builds, so... the Velcro. That's just stuffed in there for future use. Hey, get out of here. And ladies and gentlemen, our cable management. Boosted Lian Li PC 011 Dynamic ATX Full Tower Case XL was fully white. They actually, I thought, made a white snow edition. So you might want to look into that. Beautiful. Clean. Close her up. And then let's fire her up. If I Got Swords was around here, I don't know if maybe he's still watching, but normally he has to see the post. The post is the power on self-test that every PC will go through before it's ready to boot. Oh yeah, I wanted to clean that up. care of this real quick. Cable's up here at the top. Clean. 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 Nice and clean. Good. Everything must be perfect. So why do it? Is why we are the best. Why they call us best? Nice and clean. I'm happy with it. Okay. So let's get these extra screws out of the way so I don't lose them. All right, plug this bad boy in and fire it up. Just a side note there, AJ, when you go to plug in your PC for the first time, make sure you are plugging your monitors into the video card. When you come here to pick up, if you want me to show you, I will identify that for you. Be aware. Just make sure you're plugging the monitors into the video card, not the onboard video. You will not get any video from the onboard video. It's weird how that tilted or something. I'm gonna try to get it so that you can see a little bit of the front here. Maybe not. It might be too big. Hey. So I guess we'll just play it by ear. All right, you guys ready to see this? There we go. He's firing up. First time, first voyage. Sheesh. Hey, look, all the fans spin. I think it's the first time in like 3 builds that I got these, all the fans spinning at, you know, first time you powered on. I didn't miss any. I'm waiting for a post though. Looks like we might be sitting on VGA. That might be because of my stupid monitor. I'm gonna give it one power cycle here. It's complaining about, I think it's VGA is what it's saying. Or actually, I know AMD takes a minute. Something's happening. Let's hope nothing's done. Hey, last build we did, what was that? Wednesday night? We had a bad power supply out of the box. That was interesting. Yeah, it's sitting on VGA. So let's just power cycle it real quick. It's trying to detect the graphics. Sounds like something else is happening now. But it's still sitting on VGA. I had both of them plugged in, right? They were both plugged in. Hey Ben, is your financing all set up in sight now? What's the deets? Yes, sir. So Pay Tomorrow is the financing service provider right now. So when you go through the checkout, you'll have the Pay Tomorrow option. So you just select Pay Tomorrow and then go through the steps. If you're doing a custom build, you'll want to submit the form through me so I can connect the invoice to the, is it a dead GPU? I don't know. But you want to connect it, you want to submit it through me, and then I can do it manually for you if we're doing a custom build. But all the builds on the website are capable of running through the checkout through Pay Tomorrow. So the fans on the GPU spin up, the GPU gets power, it lights up. So it acts like it's going to start, but our debug lights right here keep landing on VGA. So something's going on here. I got a keyboard light though. It's not acting like something's wrong, it's acting like it can't detect the monitor. Honestly, that's what it's acting like. And I wouldn't doubt it because this display cable has been used 1,000 times. So let me plug into my monitor right here, HDMI. Just to verify. No, wait, no post? Get out of here. Yeah, I'm switching over to the PC on my stream monitor right now just to test it. So I can't see the chat right now. And then I'm going to reboot. I got a feeling it's the monitor. Still sitting on VGA. Huh. Well, that's obnoxious. Hello, what are you doing? Sorry, Ben. I have the volume turned down. I'm doing my thing too, lol. No worries, man. No worries. We gotta troubleshoot the video card. Lucky us. I don't think it's power. But I will say I haven't had one of these go like this in a while. Been a while. I've had a bad card. Maybe it's my turn. And again, it's pretty rare. But I'm going to pull it out of the slot and just kind of examine it here just to see if there's anything that's noticeable. I don't see any problems here. Next thing I'm going to do is reseat it. I'm not going to put the screws in yet. This is the type of stuff that will happen from time to time. You know, your parts are brand new. Fortunately, I don't have another RTX 3070 here on hand. So there will be a little bit of a waiting game for this, if there is a problem. Something like this will take 1 or 2 days. The other thing I should check is the cables on the back side. Or maybe when I was doing the cable management that I didn't unplug something. Tension. But it is getting power. So, definitely a mystery. I do have another card here that we'll try next. Just to confirm it's the card. Just not a 3070. What's the highest dollar figure you've gotten for a custom build? Like $1 million. No, it's I think the highest I did was a 6500. Wait, no, we had that water loop, so we were in the almost 9,000 range. So I think the highest I've done was about 9,000. Still stuck on the VGA. I'm going to drop it down a slot just to confirm too. My Threadripper build, when I finally pull the trigger, is going to be up there. Yeah. I'm going to drop the card down to the other slot just to confirm there's not a problem with the motherboard. for the shits and giggles.
All that.
Went to VGA light, but we got a green light on the monitor, and we have display. So that's interesting. Now we're rebooting. We have display, but we haven't got the original post yet. VGA light's still lit up. There we go. There's our post. Interesting. So it wouldn't post on the top slot. Posts on the bottom slot. We obviously don't want the card to stay there. I wonder if it is a problem with the slot, the motherboard. So we've confirmed it's not the GPU. What version is the BIOS? From 5/19/2022. Might be a BIOS thing, so let's do a BIOS update real quick. I gotta go download the BIOS on the PC over here.
We're making.
All right, so we got our BIOS on the USB stick. I'll plug this bad boy in. Go through the M flash. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a BIOS issue or something. Simply because it boots from the bottom slot, doesn't boot from the top slot. It's obviously not the card. I don't think it's the motherboard or PCIe lane or something like that. I think there's just a compatibility issue. I think we got one from an old that's been sitting on the shelf for a while. So we're going from 5/19/2022 BIOS version to a 9/1/2022, which is the latest release for the board. I always wished in my life about having a PC. Well, Dragon Dude, come on in. Join the PC club.
Join us. It is your destiny.
It is your destiny.
Top slot dead? I don't know yet. We're gonna try this BIOS update and see what happens. I was gonna say that's another BIOS. Yeah. Does this thing have a TPM chip? Yes, it does. Yes, sir. TPM is on there. The Cadbury, what CPU you going to use? Which Threadripper? Not sure yet, to be honest. I was gonna say, if we're gonna spend money on a Threadripper, you may as well go to the top. I'm just kidding. It's whatever you want to throw in your budget. What are you gonna get? What are you going mainly use your PC for? Hey, you're starting to sound like me, Mr. Duck. Stop it. Was looking at the Mac Daddy. But don't know if it'll be overkill for rendering. Trying to build an off-work research PC that I can build 3D astronuclear physics models on. I think you need one of those crazy cards. Ben will remember who I am in a minute. No, I know. I think we quoted out a build already. That was a while ago. Don't be alarmed. It's doing a BIOS update. This dude needs a Threadripper? Nah. Wait, which one? Everybody wants Threadrippers all of a sudden. Did I miss something? Now we're just waiting for the post, again, after the BIOS update. And we're stuck on VGA again, but we're coming through. I see activity, so we're just going to wait. NVIDIA RTX A6000, there you go. Yeah, the A6000 is a pretty good card for what you're trying to do, Cad. I mean, honestly. Alright, so the BIOS update's successful. We got back to the BIOS. Now I'm going to move the card back to the top slot and see what happens. It's firing up like it should be, I think. Or not. Please don't be a damn motherboard. That is going to be a pain in the ass. Pretty sure we got a bad board, boys. We got no life. 0 life in the top slot. I'm going to double, triple check with another card real quick in the top slot. Although I'm pretty sure we're going to have the same results. That sucks. Here's my handy dandy test card. It's only a GTX 1660 Super. Cute little thing. But I know she displays. It's also a little dusty. I just noticed. Wife probably already saying, why did she spend all this money? Right. however you're doing this and going through the steps to troubleshoot and verify a solid PC going out gives us so much more confidence in your builds. Thank you, sir. I won't ever just slap the card in the bottom slot and call it a day. There's something definitely wrong with this board because there's no life in the top slot. So I'd say we've got a dud on the board, unfortunately. Let me see how long it's going to take for us to get a replacement. I'll be right back. That way I can tell you right here. Soonest I'm going to be able to have one here is Monday. a very nice motherboard. Besides the PCI slot not working, tell me about it. I have the older version of it, the Gaming Edge. Yeah, the Gaming Edge is a good board. This is the updated version of it. But the soonest I can have one here is Monday for the replacement. So unfortunately, I wanted to have this ready for you for the weekend, but this kind of puts a wrench in the plans. So we will have to come back to this on Monday. For the most part, we've pretty much confirmed it is indeed the motherboard. I'm pretty confident in that. So we'll just get a replacement out here. It'll be a pretty easy swap. We just need to unplug everything, swap it out. It's like going to be an extra 20 minutes. I hate doing it, but I'm going to do it to make it right, because obviously we want a good PC going out. What CPU and GPU is in this thing? So it's a Ryzen 7 5800X, and it's a RTX 3070 with 16 gigs of DDR4, 3600 RAM, and a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and a 1000 watt power supply for future upgrades. And this is the Phanteks P500, the Deepcool LS720 cooler, 360 millimeter, and FC120 fans for the cooler in the back, and then these are 140 millimeter fans, PWM from Phanteks that were included with the P500. Then we've got sleeve cables. It's a nice build. Just sucks that we ran into this. I haven't actually ran into a bad motherboard on a live stream ever, I don't think. So there's a first for everything. Anyway, guys, we at least got it fired up. We know where the problem is. We can get the motherboard, replace it. So many other builders in the space sending out shit PSUs, wink wink, we know who those are. Yeah, I don't know who those are. I've actually used this brand a bit, and I have never had a problem with any of their power supplies. Ever. And they're not as well-known brand, but I mean, they have the same warranty as EVGA. So I think this one specifically, I think has a 5-year or a 10-year. So it has a pretty good warranty on it. So they're backing their product, their quality claims. I still haven't had one go out on me. I'll let you off the line, LOL. Hey, go look them up. I think even Gamers Nexus did a video on them as well. I wouldn't use it if I didn't trust it. I'll tell you that. At least it looks pretty. Yeah, right now, at least it looks pretty. This is a GTX 1660 Super that I put in here for testing. So this isn't the card. That's like a little finger food in there. So anyway, we'll have the board here Monday, and I will get this swapped out pretty quickly. I'll try to get through the rest of the build, because you know what I'll probably do is, no, I don't really want to do that. I want to do it with the right board in there. Oh, shiny RGB LOL def looks solid. Just a bum board. I know. It just sucks because I don't have another X570S Edge here. Yes, I am planning to do another live stream later, late evening Saturday. So tomorrow, late Saturday. Very late. So it's going to be a late stream. Probably same start time, around 9 or 10 Eastern. And then I do have a ton of builds over there. I keep stacking up. So all those boxes back there, I don't know if you can see them or not. Those are all builds. So we could stream all week if we wanted to. Inventory upgrades in the future, wink wink. Things I do need to upgrade is my own stream PC, my lighting, this camera, And that's about it. Inventory, I really try not to carry too much inventory, honestly, because it's so easy. At Micro Center's right down the street if I need something. It's just, I just looked it up. They don't have any MSI board because it was Black Friday. They had a huge deal going with their CPUs. So I'm sure a lot of people bought CPU motherboard combos today. They didn't have any MSI X570s in stock, except for like the Tomahawk, which doesn't compare to this board. So I guess the only one that was available was the Carbon. So I could pick that one up, actually, and just give you an upgrade. But I mean, that's why I don't carry any inventory, is because Micro Center's right down the street, like major inventory. I have stuff here, but not a ton. So you actually know the sales manager, by the way. He runs in our gamer circles. Who you're working with over there might get you an introduction. Hey, you know what? I actually sent them an email about a month ago now, asking them if they wanted to be part of our Empower Gaming Very Merry Christmas, where we build a PC that we donate to, a complete setup, meaning the computer, the gaming PC, the keyboard, mouse, the monitor, the headset, the mouse pad, everything that you would need for a gaming PC. We get that over and we give it to a family that needs help getting something really nice under a tree. That's what we do annually. But I did email Micro Center to see if they wanted to donate anything to the, 100% that's donated goes straight to it. But I would call them out on the live stream for it. Add you on Discord, and I'll get you in chat with them. All right. Yeah, I just haven't gotten a response from anybody over there. Because, I don't know, maybe they want to donate some parts and get a shout out. But I also got a couple other local companies involved as well. So they'll be hopefully donating some stuff, like chairs and stuff. But in the past, I haven't had any sponsors. I've been just doing it 100% out of my pocket. So, and if we could get more PCs to get to more people instead of just one setup, then that would be awesome. You'll DM me? All right. Yeah, his handle is Gaming and Anomaly. Everyone calls him Nam. Super chill dude. All right. Wonder if I ran into him over there. I know a lot of the build-it-yourself guys in the back. They like it when I come in there because they get a nice commission off of me. Because whenever I go there, I'm spending thousands. So it's like, oh, Ben's here. Grab him. Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I know it helps him out too. So I try not to do the web pickup too much. You're in there enough, you probably have, yeah. The dude with the white t-shirt and the black hat. And the glasses. I actually had a couple people from Micro Center ask me if I'm hiring. I'm like, not yet. Okay, Ben, I'll see you tomorrow's build. All right, man. See you, Scotty. Have a good night, man. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm probably going to bounce out of here as well, guys. I appreciate all of you jumping in here, hanging out for the stream, for the build. But AJ, we'll have your build up and running the right way without a bum board on Monday when we get the new board. Either that, or I'm going to go ahead and go grab the MSI Pro Carbon X570 Carbon from Micro Center if it's in stock tomorrow. And if that's the case, I could probably have it ready for you Sunday. Have a good one, brother. All right, AJ. Have a good night, man. Thanks for tuning in. And sorry about this. This doesn't normally happen, I promise. But we'll get it right. We'll figure it. We'll get this board swapped out. But alright guys, thanks again for stopping in. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Again, tomorrow we're streaming. Probably late in the evening, Eastern time. 9 to 10 p.m. Shoot me a message and let me know. Yep, I will, sir. I'll let you know if I grab that board tomorrow. If that's the case, I could probably get this swapped out. And have it ready late on Sunday. Late afternoon. So, see you guys. Have a good night.